Hey guys, Angry Birds Cole here. Today I'm gonna do a video on like three things I would say. This is gonna be I think this is gonna be a long video, but alright, today is October 14th, 2025. Windows 10 lost support today. And yes, I know people are going to continue to use Windows 7, and not Windows 10. Yeah, people are going to continue to use Windows 10. Like, you have like a lot of options you can do. You can stay on Windows 10 without any updates, or you can get extended updates, $30 for 1 year, or the free methods, and you get updates till October 13th, 2026. Or you can go on Windows 10 LTSC, which is Long-Term Servicing Channel, which you have to find a way to activate it. And LTSC is supported till 2032. I think that's 2032, which is version 21H2. And the latest version on Windows 10 is 22H2 for Windows 10 Home and Pro. So, and there's other methods too. You can just ditch Microsoft and go on Linux, or you can go on Windows 11 on supported hardware. Or there's actually another option. You could get a new PC, which this is probably not a good option for most people, because that PC they have right now that does not meet the Microsoft Elite class system requirements for Windows 11 run perfectly fine. Yeah. And there's also another method. If you have an old PC below the 7th gen Intel, you can go back to Windows 7, even though it lost support 5 years ago. And I actually have the story about this. This is not just for Windows 10 lost support. This is also for Windows 7. So, I have some great news for Windows 7. Windows 7 is actually rising back up, meaning that people are starting to use it again. Like, I'm gonna look up the market share thing. I will pause the video and let you know. Okay, I'm back in Windows 7 for market share worldwide for October 2025 is at 22.56%. So yeah, Windows 7 is getting there. And then for Windows 10, it's at 34.19%. Windows 11 is at 42.64%, but that's for worldwide. Now I'm going to talk about United States. Hold up the US one, and Windows 10's at 31.97%. Windows 11's at 64.68%. So, for worldwide, Windows 7 is getting back up, and it's probably going to be like at 25 or 30% by the end of the month. And by the end of the year, it might actually be at 40 or 50 or even 60%. And now I have other details about Windows 10. Windows 10 was the last operating system to have a 32-bit version. So, I have the system requirements for Windows 11. And these are the requirements you need to have to bypass those elite class requirements to run the OS. So, for Windows 11 23H2 and below, you can You can install Windows 11 on systems dating back to around 2000, which is 2000 through 2010, around that era. Yeah. So, for 23H2 and below, you need to have at least, and I think this is what I know so far, you need to have at least an Intel Pentium 4 and one of the AMD CPUs, which I think I would say Athlon, and a Pheon, yeah, Phenon, or whatever it's called. Those CPUs, that era. So I have a Dell Inspiron 570 from 2011 that I used for 10 plus years. It has an AMD Athlon. It used to have a 2-core 245, but now it has a 4-core 630 CPU. And it currently can't run Windows 11 24H2, despite the fact that it does not support POP CNT and SSD 4.2. So it has to run 23H2 and below. And I have to talk about Windows 11 versions lost support. So 23H2 loses support on November 11th, 2025. 24H2 loses support October 13th, 2026. And 25H2 loses support October 12th, 2027. So the RAM that you need is at least 4 gigs of RAM. 8 gigs of RAM is recommended in classic BIOS, MBR, UEFI recommended, and at least a 64 gigabyte hard drive space. Like, Windows 11 will run on hard disk drives, like, say your computer is from, like, I don't know, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, or even 2015. That shipped with Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, or even the original Windows 10 RTM. It will run Windows 11 quite well if you swap that hard drive to an SSD, because if you run Windows 11 on a hard disk drive, the performance won't be that great. But if you get that SSD, it will run quite well. Hold on. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the system requirements for 24 and 25H2 on the, I'm trying to think. Oh, and there's also a requirement I forgot. So the video card you need is, I would say, my recommendation is a video card at least AMD Radeon HD 5000 series and up, and NVIDIA GeForce 400 series and up. So now I'm going to talk about the other requirements for the current version, 24H2, 25H2. So for 24H2 and 25H2, you can run Windows 11 on hardware such as the first generation Intel Core CPUs and the AMD Bulldozer architecture. And same thing, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 plus SSD, classic BIOS, MBR GPT, MBR UEFI, that stuff. You can run Windows 11 on legacy BIOS too, but UEFI is recommended. Legacy, so yeah. And it's also, so I'm very happy about Windows 7 making a comeback. Like, I don't care if people think it's a dangerous OS. It isn't really. People just don't want to use the OSs because, they're scared that they're gonna get viruses on their computer. They're scared that they're gonna get security risk, all that. Well, me almost to the point where I'm like, I don't care really. I'm staying on that OS forever because Windows 7 is the best OS in the world, and people may think, oh, Windows 11 needs to be on that computer. Like, if you have a computer from like 2014, if you think it needs to have Windows 11, but you want to stay on Windows 7, forget it. Just stay on Windows 7. Because I have a lot of computers out there that are running Windows 7. I only have like 5 computers running Windows 10. They're going to get Windows 11 soon. And I only have like 1 computer running Windows 8.1, which is the family computer. Yeah. My main PC runs Windows 7 quite well. I use Microsoft Security Essentials. Like, I don't use those antiviruses like AVG, Avast, Norton, McAfee, Avira, or that stuff. No. I use MSE. MSE, and I know you're gonna say MSE, you can't get definition updates anymore, but actually you can, because you can just go on Microsoft's website, download the update manually. And there's something I want to talk about Windows 7. So, I know you're going to be like, oh, Microsoft unplugged the servers, but guess what? You can actually still play the internet games for built into XP and Vista and 7. So yeah, but there's a way to get it back. So yesterday I found out you can play internet games again. So I'm gonna tell you what the thing's called. It is called Zone Internet Game Server. So you have to go to like the GitHub page and just watch a YouTube video. If you're having trouble getting into the with the stuff, you can let me know in my, like, I did upload a video called Internet Checkers. It is on my main channel called The Greatest Nick Jr. Archiver 2025. And there's also one thing I have to do about the gaming channel. So I'm doing one more video on the gaming channel, which is Angry Birds Space Cosmic Crystals, which I have to do like 5 more levels. And after that video, the channel's actually going to retire. You know why? Because now I have Angry Birds Cole on there, which was my original channel from back when I was 6 years old. Like, I have a Gmail account since I was like almost 6. May 31st, 2014, so it was like 10 days before I turned 6. Then I made a channel on July 6, 2014. I was 6 then. But, since I was like too little and didn't really understand about YouTube channels, and didn't understand how to upload, I was only 6 at the time when I got that channel created. The channel's name was just my name, Cole Hurt. But on 2017, it was called Angry Birds Cole. I started the videos. And yes, that channel's been gone since 2020. Then I made another channel in 2020 that was gone in 2021. Then the channel I have now has been made since 2021. So, Angry Birds Cole, the channel that I made, the new Angry Birds Cole. Like, I wouldn't say it's back, but I recreated it because the old channel was deleted. So, yeah. The gaming channel is not, I'm not going to delete the gaming channel, no. I'm just going to retire it, like, you can, like, the videos will still remain on there. It's not like I'm moving the videos to Angry Birds Cole, no. I'm not going to do that. Like, after I do that series, all my videos are going to be on Angry Birds Cole, relying on games. And for longer videos, it's going to be my main channel. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And yes, well, I have to wrap it up real quick about Windows 10. So Windows 10, I am kind of sad that I lost support, but I wouldn't say not really. Like, I wouldn't say that, but Windows 10 was a great operating system. Like, when it was on the RTM version, Windows 10 RTM, it was a great OS then. But up until it got into, like, version 1903, it started to get bad. Yeah. And now it's on current version 22H2. Windows 10 has grown technically, meaning that it was gotten heavier over the years. It was getting heavier where you can't run it on a hard disk drive. If people care about performance, yeah, upgrade to SSDs, yeah. As SSDs were still expensive when Windows 10 came out. Even when Windows 8 and 8.1 came out. Like, SSDs are still kind of expensive, but I wouldn't say that is because they're getting cheap these days. Yeah. But Windows 10 was a great operating system until it got, like, the newer builds were just not as great. But yeah, I'm going to continue to use Windows 7, and I'm happy that people are still using Windows 7, despite the fact that it does not get security updates anymore, but who cares about that? Windows 7 is better than, it's even better than Vista. It's even better than XP. But people are going to be like, oh, Windows XP was actually a great OS. Well, I was only 8 years old when I tested it out. Because I tested it out in 2017 because I was too young to know about Windows XP. Because I wasn't born until 2008. So a year after Vista came out, but a year before Windows 7 came out. And I know Windows 7 is going to be 16 years old on October 22nd. That's the RTM release. Service Pack 1 is going to turn 15 years old in February 2026. But still. Yeah. So today is a sad day for Windows 10. I'm really going to miss it. But it was a great OS when it first came out. Yeah. Like, if I were myself, I would just go back to Windows 7 if I have an older hardware. But if I have a newer hardware, I would probably just continue to use when I could try to run Windows 7 on the hardware, or I can just install Windows 11 or just stay on Windows 10. Like, I'm going to put Windows 11 on those refurbished HP computers. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. What do you think about this? Like, if you're thinking of what you're going to do with your PC, if you're going to upgrade, ditch Microsoft, or go back to Windows 7, put comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.